Hello friends, good morning to all. Today we are going to start the remaining part of the next chapter, that is soil and natural vegetation, and particularly we have to see the soil erosion. So let us see which points we have to cover in this topic. So what exactly soil erosion means, that is meaning and the definition of the same, and which factors are there which are responsible for the causes of soil erosion. So we have already learned the various soil types of Maharashtra, and we have also discussed the distribution and their characteristics of soils. So today we have to see the soil erosion, erosion by the water, erosion by the wind, erosion by the ice, erosion by the tillage or the cultivation practices. So let us see. This is our learning objective of today's lecture. We have to learn the meaning of soil erosion and various causes of soil erosion by water and by many agents. So this is the pictorial presentation of the soil, or you can see there is a picture of the soil which is found in the field or on the surface of the earth. So let us see what exactly soil erosion means. Soil erosion is nothing but the removal of the part of the soil or the whole soil by the action of wind or water. As you know that soil is the resource, and this soil is useful for the production of any crop. But whenever there is a acting, or there is a whenever there is a act of various denudative agents like water, or the wind or the gravitational force and the tillage practice, then it get removed from that place and it get deposited or it get transported to the another part. This is nothing but the soil erosion. Sometimes it may remove full portion of the soil, while as sometimes it get removed in the about some up to some extent only. So the various denudative agents and the uh, things which remove the part of the earth or remove the part of the soil, that is nothing but the soil erosion. This is nothing but the disintegrated parts of the soil and transportation of soil from one place to another by the action of wind or water or ice or by the gravitational force. So the the main thing we have to see over here, that is why and how soil get eroded, or which are the causes of the soil erosion. Erosion of soil is done by three main elements, that is erosion by the water. The rate of erosion is directly depending on the current of water and volume of water. There are four types of water erosion as follows. As you know that there is a flow of water in the form of river, in the form of channel, in the form of streams, in the form of gullies, and in the form of big rivers. So this act as a agent for the erosion as well as for the transportation, and the main thing is occur over here by the water, that is raindrop splash erosion. This is the first type which is act by the water, raindrop splash erosion. As you know that there is a rainfall every year, and particularly in the rainy season. So whenever these raindrops falls on the surface of the earth, that falls very rapidly, and due to their weight, or due to the hammering of these soil drops, this cohesiveness of the soil particles get breaked, and that is the cause by which soil erosion occurs. Raindrop splash erosion is a very important part of the soil erosion, because according to the scientist, whenever the raindrop falls on the surface, it is nothing but the bombarding of the bombs on the soil particles. So there is a area Means whenever there is a fall of raindrop, there is a 1 meter by 1 meter area there by which that soil particles get disintegrated. Next one is sheet erosion. Sheet erosion means whenever there is a flood, particularly in the rainy season, complete removal of the surface of the earth or complete removal of the surface of the soil, that is nothing but the sheet erosion. Means complete removal of the soil particles, that is called as sheet erosion. There are rills in the river part, particularly in the upper basin, and that rills also brings or carries soil particles with the water flow, and this is also one cause of soil erosion. Next one is gully erosion. Reels forms a gully. Whenever these two, three, four reels meets to each other, gullies are formed, and these gullies also act very rapidly to remove the soil particles or to flow the soil particles, and it get disintegrated. That is nothing but the gully erosion. And the last part is bank erosion. Bank means left side or right side of any channel or any gully, any river or any flow get eroded on and get hammered by the water, and that's why vertical erosion occurs particularly, or it is also called as limb erosion or side erosion by the water, and that is one cause for the soil erosion. That is also called as bank erosion. So in the diagram you can see over here, this is sheet erosion, this is real erosion, and this is gully erosion. Sheet erosion means whenever there is a rainfall on the top of the mountain, complete removal of the soil particles done by the rainfall or by the water, and that is called as sheet erosion. Complete removal of the soil particles on this part or the throughout the part, that is called as sheet erosion. But this in the reels only these channels, these are the reels, these short lines are nothing but the reels, and these reels bring soil particles along with them or with them, and it get disintegrated and it gets breaked, their cohesiveness get breaked, and that's why this is called as reel erosion. Again, whenever these reels mix to each other, they forms a gullies. These are the gullies, and these gullies become wider than the reels. And as you know that whenever the river meets reaches to the lower part, there is a their capacity to destruct the part get increased, and that's why gully erosion occurs over here. So this is the diagrammatic presentation of sheet erosion, reel erosion, and gully erosion. Next one is next type of soil erosion or the cause of soil erosion is wind. As you know that wind is the dominant factor which act or the prominent factor which act on the surface of the earth, and particularly the velocity of the wind determines the capacity to uh, erode the soil. If the wind blows very rapidly or very faster, then it uplift the soil particles and it moved or it transported to the another part. Particularly this activity or this action of the wind found in the bare land or the barren land, which is naked or which is particularly in the desert area, this activity is found. It particularly erode dry and bare soil. The two main factors that determine its extent and wind speed, the size of the soil particles and aggregates. As you know that the soil particles, if the soil particles are lighter, it get uplifted easily and get deposited somewhere. That is nothing but the soil erosion. Means whatever the soil particles are over there in the mainland, that get transported to the another part, and by this way wind act as a prominent factor in the soil erosion. But if you see the activity or the action of the wind, that completely depend on the speed of the wind. More than 20 kilometer per hour speed is considered as a medium speed, and more than 40 kilometer 40 kilometer per hour speed is considered as a faster wind. So this speed of the wind and the soil particles determines the capacity to erode the soil surface or the soil particles. Next type is erosion by the ice. As you know that in the upper part of the mountains, particularly in the Himalaya, Alps, Andes and Rockies, there is a ice cover. And whenever these ice cover get melt in the summer season, these in the summer season, these ice sheets or ice particles erode the soil particles, and these soil particles brings to the another area. So whatever the soil formation occurs over there, this is completely get erode by the ice, and particularly uh, this is particularly found in the polar region, in the Himalaya, in the Alps, and the Rocky Mountains. So next cause is tillage erosion. Tillage means to cultivate the land. As you know that there is a requirement of the cultivation for many purposes, particularly for sowing the seeds and for many purposes farmers do the farm cultivation, and that's why this is also one cause, because as I have already explained that cohesiveness or the bonding of these soil particles, their attachment with the main soil get removed, and that's why these become easy to flow by the wind, flow by the water, flow by the gravitational force, and that's why tillage activity is also responsible for the soil erosion. And according to the soil scientist, particularly by the pedologist, it is said that uh, don't do the disturbance in the soil bonding or the soil particles, because once they get disintegrated, their bonding gets damaged, and this tillage activity is responsible for the soil erosion. Thus, we have discussed various causes of soil by water in Maharashtra. And in the next lecture, we have to discuss soil conservation method. So today we stop here. Thank you. Thank you very much.